Impact, to have a strong effect on someone or something. So how does this relate to floristry? Well, in floral design, we have emotional impact through meaningful storytelling. There's physical impact, captivating one's visual sense, or perhaps there's the presence of fragrance that can tap into a certain memory. There's also environmental impact, meaning the choices we make, large and small, can have an effect on the welfare of our ecosystem. And these are just a few of the many ways this can apply to floral design. I'm Brenna Kwan, AIFD, and this is my perspective. I'm starting out with a classic ceramic vase arrangement. I began the base of my design with some young blueberry bush. And now this beautiful Japanese snowball viburnum, which really fills it out so nicely with the orb-shaped clusters of blooms. These are treasures from my friend Mandy Yakashiro's farm. I do highly recommend building relationships with our local flower farmers. It really gives a potential to being able to find unique varieties you may not see in the mass markets and design with product that comes straight from the farm to your studio or shop. It's incredible that we have access to so many outstanding varieties of flowers from elite growers all over the world. And international trade, it does keep our world economy going, but it's also wonderful if we can first look to our backyards and support the welfare of our own community businesses. This columbine is just such a lovely addition to this garden style arrangement. This is one color that I had never seen before, until stepping onto Mandy's farm, of course. These cute little allium, straight from my yard. Designing with these local fresh cut flowers can have an impact on how our customers may choose to buy. Being able to offer such value in that sense gives emotional satisfaction to many. So now we have a lovely arrangement made up of a variety of field type flowers. This could tap into the emotional aspect of the expression by reminding someone of their family road trips, or perhaps a visit to the grandparents' home where they had these flower varieties growing in their garden. But what I want to do right now is add a little more drama or visual impact by creating something a little more unique and maybe even whimsical. I always try to seek out materials that I've used before in previous projects. Here I have some 1x2 lumber that I simply cut into 4 equal pieces to create a frame. A few pilot holes help with being able to drill in without the wood splitting. I'm just using the raw wood as is, as we're going to make this framework very rustic looking. So I'm going to add just a few pieces of wood on the back of the frame at the corners. This will be to lift it away from the wall once it's hanging, to give a little more depth to the overall look with some play on shadows and light. I really enjoy incorporating framework into my design. First of all, it can act as a base for structure. And secondly, I really think that it highlights, enables to pull focus towards the floral artistry. The next step is to create some cording to attach to the middle of the frame. Here I'm using natural raffia, about 4 or 5 strands to start out. I'm taking the raffia and about 2/3 of the way down, I'm starting to twist, twist, twist until I get enough tension to fold and then create a loop. From there, I just keep twisting and turning, twisting and turning. You'll notice that I'm twisting both strands clockwise and then crossing right over left. Twist and cross, twist and cross. Alternatively, you can twist the opposite direction. So if you're twisting counterclockwise, then you're twisting left, crossing left over right, and so on. To extend the cord, you simply add another cluster of raffia and then continue the same motions of twisting and crossing until you get your desired length. You'll want to do your best to try to keep both sides crisscrossing as evenly as possible, rather than one wrapping around the other strand. To end off, you're just going to tie it up in a double knot. I'm choosing to leave my ends long as a design choice. I'm just going to create a random pattern with the cording by using a staple gun to attach to the sides of the inner frame. There's no real rhyme or reason to this. It's just to create some tension for the ropes to be able to hold your flowers. I chose natural raffia for this project to harmonize with the color of the wood frame. You could also use softened tea leaves as they do in Hawaiian lei making, or perhaps even shredded phormium. That would work well too. I'm using this framework to create more visual impact than my original design. It'll be an extension, and to connect the two, I have some beautiful long wisteria vine. I'll add it to the vase and then connect it to the cording that I've made to create a very sinuous motion. Before adding flowers to my wall decor, I just want to prepare a few water tubes by using strips of either paper-covered wire or some of the natural raffia that I used in the cording. I'm reusing these 3-inch tubes that I've washed out thoroughly, and after tying, we want to leave a few tails so that we can simply tie the tubes onto the ends of the flower stems rather than having to secure the tubes directly onto the structure. I stripped the foliage off of the rest of the snowball viburnum, and I'm just threading some of the stems through the cording of the frame. I really love how the spherical shape plays in contrast with the diamond shape of the frame. I'm using the tension in the cording to hold my stems in place. Then all I have to do is slip the tube onto the bottom, tie it on securely, and then of course add some water. This technique could be used in a variety of design applications. You could create an all-natural flower garland. Perhaps it's used for flowers to wear, or maybe some cascading elements in a bouquet or an arrangement. So I now have the viburnum dancing throughout the piece, connecting one to the other. I'm going to bring in some color now with the purple lupin. I like to keep some length on the stems to add a touch of elegance as well as some of the green color tones. Bringing in more of the purple allium really adds to the whimsicality of the piece. Besides pulling in more of the purple tones, we have some unity with the spherical shapes mimicking that of the viburnum. Don't they just make you happy? Now that we take a step back, we can really see that visual impact forming. I just want to take a few more stems and add it to the original design to really connect the two. Anybody who knows me wouldn't be surprised that I couldn't leave the farm without picking some magenta colored lupin. I also couldn't resist just leaving some of these wisteria blooms on the vine. It just complements so perfectly into this design of whimsy and such a gardeny wildflower feel. Though it's of an ephemeral nature, I thought it was just perfect for this moment. I wish that you too could experience the sweet fragrance emanating from the flowers. So this stem of wisteria is just about the last thing that I'm going to add to my design for the wall piece. I just wanted to keep it light and airy with some transparency. We also don't want to cover up the beautiful pattern of the stems that is formed. Okay, just one more thing to add to my design. This morning I was lucky enough to open my door and see these two beautiful blooming bearded iris that I think were just begging to be in this piece. Aren't they just gorgeous? Well, I'd like to thank AIFD Foundation for offering me this opportunity to share my perspective. Perhaps it'll give you food for thought on how you approach your own botanical expressions. But let's certainly keep spreading joy through the beauty of flowers and design. I'm Brenna Kwan, AIFD. Bye-bye.